All right, so we just watched a brand new 2025 horror film called Alma and the Wolf, starring Ethan Embry. This is one that I saw a poster for, and I know Alex from Beyond the Void Horror Podcast reviewed this. I don't know if he's who brought it to my attention, or I saw it on upcominghorrormovies.com, which I pretty much look at once a week at least, just always to see if there's any little new things coming out that aren't bigger releases. Mm-hmm. And I saw this on there and was like, okay, cool. I always kind of make a little mental note of it, and I saw it, so we pressed play on it, went into it blind. I figured with the title that we're probably gonna get a werewolf movie, but you never know. Right? And Ethan Embry has also been in another werewolf film called Late Phases, which I'm a big fan of. And so I love Ethan Embry. We actually just watched Vacancy today. And he was also, of course, in that. And so, yeah, let's talk about it. So we have a small town cop, and he picks up this girl on the road who's walking covered in blood, carrying her dead dog, and she tells him this story about a wolf that attacked her, and she says, "Make me a promise that you'll kill the wolf." And he's like, "I will." And then from there we kind of follow him and him trying to track down this wolf. Mm-hmm. That's as much as you need to know, I suppose.
Yep.
Kaylee had said something, and I agree. I definitely would have already... I already thought this by the point you had said it, but I'm glad you said it because, yeah, it very much reminds me of The Wolf of Snow Hollow. Mixed a little bit with Werewolves Within. That was the title you accidentally said, meaning the other one, but there are actually elements of Werewolves Within in this. But strip away any of the comedy. There is no comedy intentional in this movie, really. But I actually really enjoyed this. And it has a very nightmarish dream quality to it, which makes perfect sense in the end.
Yeah.
Now, I think what's going to happen here is that people are going to think, number one, that there's scenes in this that are a little too much and feel silly. Mm-hmm. I think that adds to the dreamlike nature of it, so I actually liked it, but I could understand the argument. It never bothered me, but I could see people finding it to be kind of hokey because of it.
Yeah.
But the other thing is I think a lot of people will say that predictable equals bad. That's always a complaint I hear, and I've talked about this many times on the channel, where the predictability of a film doesn't really bother me that much as long as I'm entertained and as long as the journey is worth it. Would I prefer something to not be predictable and blow me away and it's like a twist that really knocks me on my ass? Sure. But those are so rare anyway. I don't really care. Is the film predictable? Sure. But I like the execution of it, and I think the reveal maybe creates more questions than answers. They do try to answer a good amount of them, but I still have quite a few questions that I'm not sure I can fully figure out.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I just really like Ethan Embry. I really like the werewolf type stuff in this. I thought the imagery with that stuff was really awesome. And I just like the overall vibe of the movie. It felt nightmarish and dreamlike, and I'm just a fan of that. So yeah. I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, I had a pretty good time with it as well. I think it definitely has some weird stuff going on. As you'd already said, it's very nightmarish, and I also enjoyed that a good amount too. But I also agree that I think there will be people that think it is a bit outrageous and silly at times, which I think is fair. I think that there is like an element of it's not like The Wolf of Snow Hollow, which has a lot of dark comedy to it, but I did find that there were a few scenes that do have a bit of a dark comedy feel to them.
I can understand. I don't think that. That's why I said intentional. That's why I said I don't think it's intentional.
But I think it does fit fine with the tone because
the movie's slightly zany.
Yes.
Right.
Zany is probably a good word to describe it.
Yeah.
But I really liked everyone's performance. I thought it was, a well-acted film. And I do like the ending a lot. It does make sense. And
super tragic.
very tragic. Very much like... I don't know, I can't really say some things, but, werewolf films, there's always, like, a few different types of werewolf films, we'll say.
Yeah.
And this falls pretty squarely in one of those categories.
Yeah, sure.
But I think those can work really well, and I think that this is a good example of it working well.
Yeah. I as far as, like, the wolf stuff, it's unique. And you're not just dealing with a werewolf, but the werewolf has minions.
Yeah, I've never seen that before.
And there's some, like, uniqueness to the werewolf and how it's presented. And I don't want to say much about it because I want you to experience it if you watch it, but there's very, very few werewolf movies where this happens. And as far as, like, the minion things go, they're not wolves or something else, I loved that. I thought that was so unique and interesting and zany, but, like, in a very serious and dark way. And I thought that the imagery here and there was actually pretty scary at times. So yeah, I mean, for this one, for me, totally worth my time. Totally something I enjoyed the hell out of. But I won't be surprised if this is one of those films from this year that is one of those, is part of that, like, list of movies that I really enjoyed that no one else seemed to like.
I kind of won't be surprised either.
It's the tone is uneven at times, and I think that will throw people because they'll be like, I don't know what to make of this film. Am I supposed to be scared? Am I supposed to, like... And I can get that, but I don't know. I just connected with it. I thought, yes, I am in agreement where there were certain tonal shifts in moments, but it just worked for me. But I there's moments, like, in the police station when some characters come in and are acting super bizarre and are acting super over the top. I'm like, oh man, people will think this is stupid.
Yeah.
They'll really be like, what did Jason recommend, or what did Jason and Kaylee recommend me? I didn't know that you're at this time. I actually thought you weren't that into it.
No, I actually enjoyed it. Yeah.
So I just look at those scenes and even scenes before that. And then, of course, as always, anytime anybody can guess what is going to happen in a movie, they immediately think that somehow knocks the movie down in quality.
Yeah.
I just, like, yeah, I mean, do I think that the director and the writer are trying to bamboozle you into falling for this twist type of thing? I suppose, but it's tough because audiences now, they're not... You can't fool modern audiences anymore, almost ever. We've just seen every twist.
Yeah.
We've seen, in these types of twists, they've been done so many times. So if you're somebody who's, like, new to film, this might work and might be like, oh shit, I didn't see that coming. But, like, when's the last time you had a twist in a movie that really worked, that really threw you, and you were like, oh shit, didn't see that coming at all? They're rare. They're rare. So if I was to use that criteria to knock films, dude, I'd hate everything. I really would, because I feel like half the movies we watch go for some kind of twist. And I probably guess 95 to 98% of them well before they're revealed.
Yeah.
But that's just because I watch too many fucking movies. So I don't know. For me, it's just like, yeah, okay, it's this. And I knew it was that, and it's okay. Because I think it executes it well. In the end, I was like, oh, this is fucking devastating the way that they're doing this. So for me, that it worked, so I didn't care.
Yeah.
Right? And honestly, I wish they wouldn't have done it. Because I thought that would be way cooler and make it go, oh, shit, okay, this is different. It's... The twist reveal in here, that's obvious, and I don't think anyone's going to be fooled by it. I don't even feel like it would be a spoiler to even talk about. I'm not going to say it just in case, but I don't think anybody's gonna be fooled by it. I don't, but I think they would have been had they like done like a subversion of a subversion, right? And like actually were like, no,
Like this is
what it is.
the thing. Yeah.
So I was hoping for that. I was really hoping for that, but unfortunately, someone did comment when I posted on this, and they were like, "I didn't like it. It was too predictable." And I was like, "Ah, fuck. That's definitely what it is." Oh well, whatever.
Yeah. Yeah.
I dug it. I love Ethan Embry. I've been a big fan of him since Empire Records. That Thing You Do, and I just grew up with him. He made Devil's Candy. Maybe less than 10 years ago, which I thought was fucking amazing. Just always been a huge fan of his. And I actually used to, I shouldn't say date her, because I never had sex with her or anything. We went on like one date, but I went out on a date with his cousin.
Oh, that's funny.
Like 100 fucking years ago.
Yeah.
Her name was Johnny, and she lived in Lake Arrowhead. In case Ethan's watching, please confirm. Is that actually your cousin? She's probably lying to me.
She's like,
I don't know why she would make that up. Such a random person.
Like, I'm a cousin
of Ethan Embry.
Yeah.
Like you'd say like Tom Cruise or something. Like Ethan Embry. Like 99% of people wouldn't even know who that is. Right? Yeah. He's not a household name.
Yeah.
Right? So, Ethan, let me know. You're not watching. But you should be, because I think you're awesome. And I dug this movie. I'll defend your movie.
Yeah.
All right. Well, here's the part where we beg for money because I don't have a job.
That's our new joke. Just kidding. We won't. Anyway, let us know what you thought.
Yeah. No, man. It's a bit pricey at the moment. It's $15. I would probably, just to keep it safe, I'd wait till it drops on a streaming service, maybe down to at least $3 or $4. 15's a little steep for a risky thing like this, because I think more people will dislike it than like it, unfortunately.
Yeah.
But I'm not one of those people. And
yeah.
It was worth $15 to me. All right, guys. We'll see you in the comments. Adios.
Bye.